It's great to have a chance to visit with junior wide receiver Stephen Hill, who, by the way, is the ACC Receiver of the Week. 4 catches, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns in the win over Western Carolina. Those are award-winning numbers, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are.
That was a pretty good start last Thursday night. Was it a nice payoff after the fall camp and things like that? Because you guys have been working pretty hard here. I mean, everybody works hard, but there had to be a little bit of a payoff and satisfaction to that game the other night.
Yeah, it was a big payoff. Coming in, looking at film, like starting in January, right after they got back from the bowl game. We was all focused as a team, and of course I had individual goals, and my goals is to be that best wide receiver, and that's what all wide receivers should have the goal to do. But I'm really looking forward to being that best wide receiver since at the end of December.
Let's look back at the 2 scoring plays the other night against Western Carolina. First one, a little smoke route. This seems like, it's a play you guys have run a bunch. When do you determine it's got a little more in it than the average route?
It's just you against the corner. I read the corner was inside at first, and I told Tevin once I got to the huddle, I said, "Look, touchdown." And once he threw it, I knew I had the advantage because I have speed too.
Yeah.
So right when he came, I made the stiff arm, and I was down the field.
And then the second one is a little bit more of a package route, right? He's got 2 or 3 things he can look for, but you're the number one guy in the package, right?
Yeah, that play just outran everybody. That's what it was. Just go out there. I saw the safety bite up, and once I saw that, I knew I had a step on him. It's over with. So just went on and scored.
It's hard for me and maybe some fans to believe it's already your junior year. Is it hard for you to believe it's your junior year?
It definitely is, because I can think about it like it was yesterday, just walking in dorm rooms, ready to play as a freshman. And now as a junior, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was nervous the first game. I wanted to make sure I caught that first pass, but once I got that one over with, it was good.
So what changes for Stephen Hill from being the freshman who scores on a reverse at Mississippi State to the sophomore that kind of has the long touchdown catch late in the year against Duke? What changes now? What's happened in the last year and a half? Where are you different as a person and as a football player?
As a person, maturity. I've matured a lot. You get older, you got to put away a lot of childish things like going out and things like that. But other than that, just focus, more focus. I'm actually in the film room way more than I was as a freshman and sophomore. Just putting away like little boy things and becoming a man.
When you guys go through the offseason, and you've referred to it, most everybody has, who was an integral part of last year's team, what do you take from a year ago and vow, I guess, not to repeat, but also to learn and benefit from as you guys move forward?
What we do is we look at the film from last year to know what not to do, and that was our big issue. Coming off the ball, it's a certain way. You can't show the corner the same thing all the time, and things like that. So it's just looking at things last year and just making that a motivation for us to do better this year.
Was it something that was talked about or something that was understood?
That was talked about once the Advocare Bowl was over with. I remember talking to DJ right after. He was like, "Man, we can't have this again. We can't have no season like this again." So, we actually stayed in the film room as a team, got with the quarterbacks, A-backs, because we all got to be on the same page. And other than that, we looked like we were successful.
The summer around here was a little interesting, wasn't it?
Yes.
For a wide receiver, the summer was a little interesting around here because not just your teammates here, but all of a sudden there were several NFL guys that were working out here. You got a chance to be around some of those guys. Right. What kind of impact does that have on a guy who's still got a couple of seasons left in college football to be around guys who are Pro Bowl wide receivers and some of the best receivers on the planet?
It's a big deal, big difference. Just talking to them and just asking them questions, making sure I listen and things like that. As a receiver, you have to go get the ball. That's the main thing that they all told me. It don't matter where the quarterback puts it, you got to go get the ball. And 2, that's when you have to get on the same page as your quarterback. So, just listening to them, watching them, do their workouts and things like that, it really hit me as a person because I want to get to that level also.
What was the most impressive thing you learned from a Calvin Johnson or a Chad Ochocinco or guys like that, being around them? What was it? The work ethic, the understanding of being a professional?
It really wasn't an understanding of being a professional. It was just that work ethic. They work hard. Like, it was at a point where right after workouts, I did another workout, just because I wanted to get to their level, or be better than them. So, I actually look at film on them, on YouTube and things like that, just to see how they run routes and things like that. So it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
All right, Saturday night, Middle Tennessee State, Murfreesboro, kickoff at 7 o'clock, of course. There'll be an interesting sidelight to this game. If number 5 for Georgia Tech lines up against number 18 for Middle Tennessee State, you and Kenneth Gilstrap, he started last week in the ball game against Purdue. You guys have known one another how long?
We've been knowing each other since we were 5. Yeah, we ran track against each other, played football against each other. So it's going to be a big matchup. Every time we go against each other, we push each other hard. So.
You guys are on the same high school team?
Yes.
So who's the better athlete?
I'm going to always say I'm the better athlete. But Kenneth Gilstrap, he's a freak too. Like, he can run. Like, he's fast. Like, his legs are like horses,
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great matchup, yeah.
Stephen, you guys know you'll get their best shot, right?
Yes.
Just because of the situation and the atmosphere and their home game and a BCS team coming to their place.
Right, yes. And also, it's a lot of Georgia guys on that team. And, they probably didn't get recruited by Georgia Tech or Georgia, so they're going to be really amped to play us.
That's Stephen Hill, and this is RamblingWreck.com.